Good day, everybody. It is currently the 19th of September, 2014, making this update right around 09 Universal Standard Time. That's about 5 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and what we have been seeing is the impact from Tropical Storm Fung-wong today, also known as Mario in the Philippines, and the big impact from this storm system has not been from where the center of circulation is, off here towards northeastern Luzon, where it actually made landfall in Cagayan around noontime, but the moisture inflow, these feeder bands which have been wrapping around towards the south, and starting from around 2 a.m. Philippine Standard Time, still until now. I mean, people are saying the sky's already dark out there. Rain has been coming down. It's been very persistent, and it has resulted in flooding. And the images we have been seeing have just been catastrophic, or at least just shy of catastrophic. The whole city has been grounded to a halt. One death has been reported. A 12-year-old girl did die in the floods out here, but it really wouldn't surprise me if we hear any more reports of deaths, because this flooding just onset very quickly. Many homes submerged. Actually, the Marikina River up to about 20 meters high. It's right at flood stage. This video was taken by Marco, weathercaster Marco, who lives near the river here, and he's just saying this water continues to rise. The last time he's seen the water this high was during Ondoy, and we all remember the flooding that took place with that storm system. So definitely, this is a major concern for a lot of people out here. The big question is, how long is this going to be lasting? Because we still have that moisture flow wrapping around this, and you would think, hey, when's this going to be letting up? Well, that flow is still going to be there, and at least throughout the next 12 hours, still expecting it to persist. Storm system slowly tracks there off the northwestern coast of Luzon, and as it does so, you would think the center of circulation is going to be pulling away off here towards the north, but you still have that moisture flow pushing down here towards the south, and that's why still expecting these showers to continue at least until midnight here on Friday for the Manila area. And then as we extend out through the rest of Saturday, these showers are still going to be pushing onshore for northern portions of Luzon. The storm system charges off here towards the north, and actually right here, this is about... well, actually, this is going into about Sunday evening, or excuse me, Saturday evening. We finally start to see the weather break for all the Philippines, and really not until about midnight Philippine Standard Time, according to the ECMWF model, the high resolution, very good for near-term forecast. It starts to break there across Manila. Still, though, some areas could see as much as, well, an additional 200 to 300 millimeters. Actually, this is picking up still across northwestern Luzon, upwards about 400 additional millimeters of rainfall in the mountains there along the western seaboards as that moisture continues to wrap around and pushes on along the west. Now, once this starts to pull off there towards the north, this storm system by no means is over with. It's not going to be a full-fledged typhoon. If it does make a typhoon intensity in the Luzon Strait, I actually would be rather surprised. But as we continue to watch it track off towards the north, near southern Taiwan, and actually, according to the Japan Meteorological Agency, they're expected to make landfall here during the, well, basically around midnight on the 20th, or about 3 a.m., southern Taiwan, with winds about 93, gusting up to 130 kilometers per hour. So they are forecasting the storm system that at least have winds gusting up to typhoon intensity. The Joint Typhoon Warning Center, very actually similar forecast, about midnight making landfall, with winds about 102 gusting to 130 kilometers per hour. So the storm system is going to be packing some winds, but as it pushes over Taiwan, it's not a surprise to see threat of rainfall in Taiwan. I have a little bit of a laugh because it's a very serious situation, but you shouldn't be surprised about that. And after that, it will continue to track off here towards the north. At least at this time, I know a lot of you are watching from Okinawa out here, and much of the southern Japanese islands for that matter. With this interacting with Taiwan, and the fact is we're not seeing that upper level trough off here towards the north, pulling it towards the east, and it's much farther towards the west more so. Naha, you're going to miss out on the worst of this storm. Say you're going to be missing out on any rainfall because that same stationary boundary is continuing to linger over the southern Japanese islands. You will see some breezy conditions from the south there in Okinawa, but you're not going to be seeing anything near close to what we're seeing over here across Taiwan as that rainfall continues to push in from the west and from the east on Saturday night through Sunday. And this is going to be a major flood threat, much like what we've seen in the Philippines. Once that moisture hits the mountains out here starts to pile up, and actually some areas, especially there into southeastern Taiwan, as that storm system pulls right overhead and it pushes a lot of that moisture in from the east, could see upwards about 300 to 400 millimeters. But I think this model, this is the GFS, it's very low resolution. I don't think it's picking up on these mountains here quite enough, which we typically see sometimes when we have storm systems hit. It could be well over 500. The last one, actually, that made landfall here in Taiwan had some reports upwards about 1,000 millimeters located in the mountains. But for now, though, the big things that we're going to continue to watch is the track of this storm. Really do think it's going to move over Taiwan. Highly unlikely to impact those of you out in Okinawa, but Kyushu or Korea in the long range, you really want to watch out for this. Even Shanghai, actually, we've been seeing the possibility of this storm system kind of veering towards the west after it pushes north of Taiwan. The latest run from the GFS model outlook picks up on this with that building in of the ridge off towards the east, and it swerves back towards the west, eventually weakening out there in the eastern portions of China. So this is a lot of the stuff we're looking at. Even if that was to occur, I do want to note it's still going to be seeing that moisture inflow from the south. While I got this up, I do want to show you the long range. Some of you may be starting to pick up on this. And the latest run from the GFS model also picks up on it. A tropical system developing towards the southeast of Okinawa. Something to watch out for. This is showing you like a week and a half out, so still a lot of time to watch, but it's not just the GFS, the ECMWF even been hinting at something forming. Our initial look at that, but for now, let's continue to track this storm system, which has just left. Well, some devastation out here. Stay safe out there, everybody. If you are currently seeing the rainfall or if it's flooded in your area, stay indoors. Just stay out of the way of this one. It's not worth going out, and it's a Friday. Best to stay in the rest of the day. All right, guys.